Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have another t-shirt redo video for you, and this time around I am also going to include the actual diagrams that you can reference if you in fact decide to do what I do with a t-shirt. So definitely I'll be including visual guidelines so that if you don't understand something in the video, you can reference the diagram and actually use that if you think that's easier than following me in the video. So let's get into it. For this project, I am using a little bit smaller t-shirt. It is a medium. And the reason I'm using a smaller, little bit more form-fitting t-shirt is the particular design I'm going to show you to cut in this shirt. I just think it looks better when it's worn on a shirt that is a little bit more form-fitting, shall we say, than a loose baggy t-shirt. So this is a Faded Glory t-shirt I've had for several years. I wear it once in a while, haven't worn it lately, so I thought this would be a really good candidate for giving it some new life. Let's get into it. Alright, first step is going to be working on the neckline. And I want to go under where the neckband is actually seamed, so that doesn't get cut and have to be sewn. And I'm going to be working right under it where the stitching is, going to about maybe a 1/4 inch from the start of the sleeve, right about here. So I'm going to mark for myself with pencil my starting point and start right about here, right below, as I said, the stitching. And I'm doing this a little bit freehand, yes, but I didn't really want to like print up a stencil. Alright, so I have faintly my lines drawn, and I'm actually seeing right here. Yeah, this one would be a bit too far. So I'm going to have to adjust my my markings on here. To reflect the way I want it to go, and I didn't want it to have such a sharp curving on this side compared to this side. Alright, and I think I'm ready to cut. So I'm just making this little hole right here to start cutting from. Make sure you don't go through to the back of the shirt. Want to make sure I have it straight. And all right, and that looks pretty good. And just a little bit right there. All right, now I can turn around and fold this together, and I'll just make a cut in the back, along the back part of the neckline, so the neckline will be removed. Now, I know everyone is thinking, well, you could have cut through both of them the first time, which is true. Yes, I could have, but the reason I honestly didn't, I wanted to be sure that they were going to be even on both sides. And so, yeah, that's why I didn't. Now, for the remainder of the cutting, I am going to do it with both sides. Because definitely it is easier. I just was mainly concerned about cutting the neckline and being sure that it wasn't lopsided looking, that there wasn't too much cut off of one side versus the other side. But yes, if you're going to do this, you can make it easier and just fold it over. I was just really trying to pay attention to the neckline. Like I said, didn't want one side to have less fabric on it than the other side, but it is good. So now we're going to be working on the sleeves, and the sleeves are going to be super easy because we're basically just splitting them. We're not cutting the sleeves off, we're just splitting them, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. And I'm going to start working on what I want to refer to as an upside down L, is what it's going to sort of look like. So I'm coming down with the, what would be the bottom part of the L, and I'm going to stop right about here. And now I'm going to make the long part of the L, which I'm bringing down right here. It's going to cut through the seam right here a little bit, and when this is completely done, if you want, you can take a little bit of thread, and so if you feel that it needs the reinforcement, it really shouldn't, but again, that's completely up to you. So again, it should look like an upside down L. The long part of the L would be here, and the shorter part would be here. I'm cutting right here. Now, if you need to, you can use pins to hold the fabric together. You shouldn't really with a thinner fabric. But again, that is pretty much a matter of preference. So I'm cutting the long part of the L. And now I'm just going to finish up the shorter part. And as you can see, the sleeve is wide open. I can actually trim this a little bit right here. A teeny little bit of unevenness. Which happens because, I mean, the fabric will move a little bit. Nothing major. There we go. Alright, yeah, it was just that one side. So far, so good. And it's open. Alrighty, now going to work on the sides. And this is where there's going to be small cuts that will be going all the way down the shirt. And now the most important part of the cutting. I actually, for video purposes, I did in fact use pins. I have one down here to make sure the fabric is held together and stays together in one place while I am cutting. I'm going to be making incisions going all the way down to about, I want to say, right above the end seam on the bottom of the shirt. For this, you can pretty much do this by eye as you're doing it. You would start with smaller incisions here, and about the middle of the shirt, make a longer incision going in, and then continue going back to the smaller incisions down here. And when this is done, I'll show you why you do this. So what you're going to start doing is small triangles, not wide triangles. They're going to be small. This is about 1.5 inches. Cut straight into the shirt, and then cut at a bit of an angle to the point. So when it's cut out, you have what looks like a small triangle. And you can do a bunch of incisions, or you could do just several. I'm probably going to do, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can probably do 10 easily. So again, leave a little bit of room in between and cut straight in. And then for the second cut, go at an angle, cutting right into the point from the first cut. Like so. See? Okay. Now, like I said, when you get to about here, You can do a bit bigger cut. Now like this next one, I'm going to show you. Just for the continuity of the incision, you'll see in a moment. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer into the shirt than this one. And again, I am cutting at an angle, going right into the point from the first cut. Okay. And a little piece of fabric that didn't fully cut. Here we go. And this one is a little bit wider in. So I'm going to do a deeper cut than this. Again, about an inch in between each cut. This one is actually going to be the biggest one. Right about there. And then again, move down about an inch, and as you cut angle-wise back into the point of the first cut. And now I'm going to start going back down in size so they line up with these incisions. So I'm going to cut only to about here to match this one. And again, start it off, you cut straight into the fabric. And then your second cut at an angle. Hold it tight so it goes right into the point of the previous cut. And now I'm just going to be finishing the rest of these with the small incision that I did at the very start of this part of the shirt. Again, leave about an inch space in between each cut. Let me see. And you should be able to do it by eye, that they're pretty even. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything if they're not perfect. Again, turn your scissors at an angle and cut right into the point from the previous cut. There we go. And just continue working your way down the shirt. And that's all that you need to do. Now this will be my last incision because I am basically coming right above the finished seam of the shirt. So here we go with my last one. And remember, just straight in. And then at an angle for the second cut, going right into the point. All right, and I'm done with that. And those are all the cuts. Taking my pins out. And this is how the shirt should look. That is how the shirt should look. You have the incision up here, you have the neckline, and you have the cuts down here. That's a view of how the slits look on the sides, how the sleeves look. Pretty easy and pretty stylish. So hey guys, if you like this video and would like to see other cool things you could do with t-shirts, give this video a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It takes a moment, but it will really help my channel. Don't forget to hit that bell for all so you're notified every time I do upload a new video. Take care, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see y'all on my next one. Bye.